All right, all right, all right. Welcome everyone to Studio de Heffrey. That's me. I'm Jeff Cavanaugh, your friendly neighborhood Cowboys YouTuber. It's my job. It's what I do. Which means I'm having to learn some new tricks, having to learn how to do some things. Excited to be with you guys today with your Cowboys news of the day. Later on tonight, when the Cowboys schedule comes out, I'll hop on with my buddy Jesse Holly, and we will talk about the Cowboys schedule and how they're going to win all the games or lose all the games or whatever. This presentation, of course, brought to you by my friends at Melin, Melin, the hats. They're built to last 5 times longer than any other hat. Sweat doesn't break down the hat. Doesn't have the sweat stains and the smell. Built for the water. Doesn't lose shape if you take it in the water. Also floats if it's dropped in the water. Won't nap your neck because it's an above water, underwater hat. If you got to wash it, bam, comes right back to life. Looks brand new. Melon.com/Cowboys. 30% off. That code expires in a couple of weeks. They don't do discounts very often. What's up, everybody? All right, I got a 3-pack of Cowboys news and a huge announcement of changing out the Jerry drops because I play audio these days. We play audio these days. I've swapped out one of my Jerry Jones drops, and I had to go find this other one, which was really hard. I had to find a bootleg. Nope, I didn't say that. But I do enjoy this Jerry quote. But I keep it mostly clean around here, so I bleep cuss words. But since we are starting our day, what better way to start our day than by effing it up?
Why not just start the day fucking it up?
Bam.
I want me some glory hole.
Now this is a hot dog bun.
I think it's a hot dog too.
Yep. We're rocking. 3-pack of Cowboys news today. 1, Micah Parsons. Yesterday it was announced that he was the Adidas man. He's got a deal with Adidas and he's going to get a bunch of money. That's cool. We like that. We love that. The second piece of news is that Micah Parsons is the president of Bleacher Report's Gridiron. So he is going to be in charge of he already has his weekly show, The Edge, where, man, there's a lot of CJ Stroud. I don't watch it, but I see the clips. And I don't know, is CJ Stroud his co-host? Maybe. But now he will be making key content decisions, creating new shows, and social media content. I wonder how much he'll actually be doing with it, though. Are people going to be mad? Are people going to get mad at Micah Parsons for doing other stuff? They will if they don't win enough games, obviously. I don't care. I don't have any questions about if Micah Parsons works hard at being good at football. My only questions are, do we need to add more weight or play less snaps or what so that you're still awesome towards the end of seasons like you are for most of the season? But, yeah, so Micah Parsons now. He's got more podcast stuff going on, kicking ass and taking names. How do we feel about Netflix landing the Christmas Day games? I don't care. It's going to be annoying, though. It's going to be annoying that to watch football, we're going to have all these effing services. I already have too many, and I don't even know which ones are mine and which ones I have other people's logins until people crack down. I think some things have cracked down, so I don't know what I have and what I don't anymore. So, yeah, Micah Parsons is now going to be a media mogul, him and Bleacher Reporter homies, and he's the president. Whatever. That's mostly a nothing. But you need your Cowboy news of the day. So that's item number 1. Item number 2. Maybe I should use Jerry quotes to transition from story number 1 to story number 2. Story number 2. Cowboys offensive line battles.
Now this is a hot dog bun.
I think it's a hot dog too.
Story number 2 is your offensive line battles. And I just thought this one was interesting. This is audio that I'm going to play is from DallasCowboys.com. And offensive line coach Mike Solari was talking to the media. And, you just get clarification on who's doing what, who's working where, all the different thingies. And obviously Tyler Guyton, your first-round pick, is a left tackle. And that's where he's going to work. Nathan Thomas, your 7th-round pick. Make sure I'm not effing up any names here. Nathan Thomas, your 2nd-round pick, is working at guard. Even though he was a tackle in college, He's working at guard. My favorite thing about Nathan Thomas is watching him on tape. He's just mean and he pushes people. He's very angry about it, which, hey, that plays really well at guard. So we like that. Guyton left tackle. Thomas is working at guard. Cooper Beebe is working only at center. And then the one that was interesting is throughout the offseason, we were talking about if you don't bring Tyler Biadasz back, what are the Cowboys going to do at center? I kept coming back to the name like, well, they throw TJ Bass in that mix, and he hasn't played center. But I was wondering, would his name be in that mix? And as we went further and further through the offseason, it became Brock Hoffman, no really mention of TJ Bass, and that he's just a backup guard. Well, offensive line coach Mike Solari would like you to know a little something, Cowboy fan.
Yeah, again, he's taking reps there. Again, so we're going to work him at center. He's going to compete. Again, he wants to start, so he's going to compete, at the center guard position, and that gives us versatility. And it's so important to have a second or even a third center, on game day.
Couple of things. One, I love the note that it's just like, look, he wants to start. So homie wants to play wherever because dude wants to play. I think that's great. I do think the back end of that where you say, and look, it's also important to have a second or third center when you get to game day, makes it sound like he ain't winning that job. And it makes me more confident that Cooper Beebe's going to start at center as a rookie and in week one. At least I hope he does. Well, I hope the best player plays, but you know how it is. You take what you've seen from guys in college and what you think they're going to be, and that's who you root for to be the starter, because I think Cooper Beebe is the best guy we got to be the starting center. But TJ Bass, throw his name in the mix. He's going to be taking snaps at center. Homie wants to start. Everybody does. And my takeaway from the fact that they drafted 3 offensive linemen and hearing where everybody's lining up and where everybody's playing, it's all in the same vein of the Cowboys offseason so far. The Cowboys offseason so far, they're trying their best without spending any money, making any splashes, sacrificing the future in any way. Like, yes, they're trying their best to add the best players they can within the parameters they've set for themselves. And I don't think that the Cowboys can win a Super Bowl in 2024. But there's a couple of different position groups that I think as you watch them play in 2024 and develop and become better players, and then by the time they're in year 2, I'm kind of excited about what the offensive line looks like in 2025, and I'm excited about what the linebacker room looks like in 2025. That does nothing for you today, but Guyton and Beebe might kick ass as rookies. Overshown coming off of injury, and Kendrick's short term, and Damone Clark being another year older, and Mr. Notre Dame man. Maybe that's a really good room in the first year. But I'm pretty optimistic about the long-term outlook of a couple of position groups that were looking pretty damn shaky as we headed into the offseason. Jeff, did you see that spot? I don't know what that means. There's free streaming services. See, guys, I don't know how to do that stuff. And I don't want to get arrested. From you guys, I do need something. I need you to hit the thumbs up button. I need you to make sure you're liking and subscribing for your daily Cowboys content, your Cowboys news of the day, if you will. I'll come up with a name for it. Maybe that. Leave that in the comments. What is a cool way to do news of the day? NOTD, the not D. That might work. Cowboys not D. Yeah, we'll figure it out. And then, what was the other thing? I forgot the other thing. I'll be live with Jesse Holley tonight when the Cowboys schedule is actually released, and we'll talk about all that stuff. One other thing I wanted to point out of Cowboys offensive line coach Mike Solari today, or yesterday, technically, talking to the media, is I pulled a bunch of audio, but I don't need most of it. But talking about the transition of guys going from college football to the NFL, the answer is pretty obvious about what is so different. But still, it's nice to hear it from the Cowboys offensive line coach.
Just against the talent that they're going against, the quickness, the explosiveness, he's going against on the defensive side of the ball. And again, it's the key thing is feeling comfortable with the offense, learning it. The volume is the key. As far as this level, there's a lot of volume. So the key is to be able to learn to function at the highest level. So he's doing a good job right now as he's learning the offense.
And that just, when I'm listening to him say it, I'm thinking about the Cowboys. Week 1, they're going to play the Cleveland Browns on the road. And that's all I can think about, is how many people are going to help Tyler Guyton, or how scared we're all going to be. If Myles Garrett doesn't get a sack in week 1, boy, what a huge victory. Because Tyler Guyton, you ain't played against a dude like that. Jeff, you should take calls, maybe limit it to 3 random callers a show, but I'm betting the content would be phenomenal. Okay, you're going to make me learn how to do more stuff. I can always ask around. My buddy Skywalker Steele, if you're not following A to Z Sports Dallas, that dude's a monster at everything covering the Cowboys. Like the content, being up to date on everything, the presentation, his graphics, taking calls. Man's my idol. Working to be more like Sky. That's my goal. See how I brought audio to the table? If I'm going to be a professional YouTuber, I got to figure out how to do all the things. And so here I am trying to figure out how to do all the things.
Now this is a hot dog bun.
I think it's a hot dog, dude.
When all I really want to do is play that over and over again. Jerry and Steven talking about hot dogs and buns. Cowboys news of the day, item number 3. The way that the defensive coordinator does his business will be a little different this year, and I like it. Mike Zimmer will not be in the same place that Dan Quinn would hang out when he was watching football games for the Cowboys. Dan Quinn liked to be up in the booth. We'd always see him. They'd take the camera up there. You'd see him with his backward hat, which means that Colin Cowherd would think that he can't lead people because his hat is backwards. He would call it from the booth. Zimmer says he's going to be on the sideline. Quote, I've always been on the sideline, number 1. Number 2, I want to catch them when they come off the field so I can talk to them. If there's adjustments that need to be made, then I want to be able to sit down and do them with them. I like that. Not that I would kill a defensive coordinator who likes to be in the booth, but I like the guy being on the sideline. I want the guy who is responsible for coaching and leading the defense that we're calling to be down there interacting with players, not having to talk to him on the phone. And I would like to think in a professional organization, there are people on your staff you trust enough from the zoomed out vantage point up there to in real time give you whatever they think that you need to know that they might be seeing that you are not. I also got pads or surfaces, I guess. Are they still using the Microsoft Surface where you can just, you can just see whatever's going on. But I like that Mike Zimmer is going to be on the sideline and not up in the booth. I like that. Johnny's in the chat. We got a QB that turns the ball over early in playoff games. Why is hating Dak an identity? We hadn't even talked about him. Jeff Spotrack had a tweet about percentage of cap that QBs take up at the time they signed. Did you see that? I did. And Dak was like 20% when he signed his last deal, and 55 to 60 would keep that in line. Yeah, Dak's can get a bunch of money. I think from the Cowboys, maybe from someone else. Casey, it was so refreshing hearing Zim's press conference. I respect Quinn, but he's the kind of guy you invite to a backyard barbecue. I want these players fearing their coach a bit, not eating cheeseburgers. Bricks behind books look nice. Thank you. Hello, Micah. Keep up the good work, homie. Not drinking any Kool-Aid till we make the conference championship games. And I don't think that you're going to be drinking Kool-Aid this year. That would be my guess. Your melon is crooked. Hold on. I've been wearing this thing out. I've played like 8 days of volleyball and 4 rounds of golf in it. Interested to see the Micah and Zimmer dynamic. Yeah, what if they hate each other? What if Zimmer tells him, hey, stupid idiot, you effed up? And Micah's like, Coach, F you. I don't care. I'm the best. It would be fun if they hate each other. That would crack me up. Where was I going? Calls suck, usually awkward. I don't want to hear from randoms. I want to hear from Jeff. Oh, and somebody said, I'd like to hear you talk about other teams and broader NFL news. I think I can do that. I'm being very careful and specific. This is a channel that was built on the Cowboys. I don't want to stray too far from it for fear of alienating the base that is here watching things. But we can talk about other football. We like football. We can do Cowboys and then other football. We can do those things. Jeff, what's your go-to video sports game? FIFA, Madden, NHL. I haven't played a sports video game in a while. The way I played, I loved NCAA and I loved Madden, but I didn't really play the games. I would do the dynasty mode. I would take UTEP or Stephen F. Austin and build him into a champion through my recruiting prowess. And in Madden, you do a fantasy draft, and then I'd simulate the season, draft, sign free agents. I want to do GM stuff. Start another channel. I'm sure it'll build quick. I did. So here, I'll drop it in here. But when you get let go, there's certain stuff you can and can't do and can and can't say for a while. This channel, I am allowed to do because it was in the contract I originally signed when I went to do the radio. Other than that, I have to wait maybe for clarity. But I do have a channel ready to do other things if I want to. UTEP, my college, I do the same thing. Yeah, because you had to do a Texas team because we're in Texas. You had to pick a Texas one. And UTEP was random enough that was the one that I would pick. I did a lot of El Paso. Would you like to see us commit to rebuilding the whole team versus just sort of rebuilding? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you can do this on the fly. I'd like to see them trying to win the Super Bowl this year. If they end up signing Dak and keeping him long-term, especially if they do it in training camp, then I'll say they're idiots. If they wait until next year to do it, because in their mind, that makes more sense for their salary cap going forward, is to just get to next year. We still think that he'll sign with us and we'll keep him. And that lines up our contracts in the way that we want. That's one thing. If he gets a deal done in training camp, Dak, then I'll think they're idiots because you should have just done it months earlier and freed up a bunch of cap space to sign players to try to win this year too. So if he signs an extension in camp, they're dumb because it means they forfeited the advantage that brings if they would have done it months earlier and could have signed people. But then again, do they even want to sign people? We don't know. I'm excited for the new NCAA game. Been too long. Yeah, I loved it so much. I don't know if I'll get it though, but I did love it so much. Can we get Fish at 6 and Jeff at 7 every night? I do probably need to pick a time when I'm going to do something daily, huh? Instead of just logging on and hitting go. We'll figure it out. The goal is to win championships. That's why they have a postseason. Yes, that's true. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what's dumber, not signing Dak or not bringing Gilmore back. I get the Gilmore one. He's old. He saved your ass against Seattle. The corners get old in a hurry and people get scared of him. I was watching yesterday a little bit of the Dolphins, I think it was. I think it was the Cowboy-Dolphin game. And Jalen Waddle just ran. And it was like, ooh, Gilmore can't run like he used to, huh? And so I get it. If he's affordable, I'd rather have him, though. I'd rather have him than not. I like Kalen Carson, the 5th-round pick. I do think they're going to be 4 deep at corner with guys that can play. But if Stephon Gilmore is about to play on the super cheap, there's no reason not to have him be here. There's no reason. Anyway, that's what I got for you today. A 3-pack. Your Cowboys news of the day. Hi, Julie Miller on Facebook. That's your Cowboy news of the day. Here's my song. Cavanaugh! And here's Jerry saying some stuff.
Why not just start the day fucking it up?
I want me some glory hole.
Now this is a hot dog bun.
I think it's a hot dog, too.
Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. I love you. Be easy.